Inflation is often called the silent thief of your money, and for good reason. Even when your income stays the same, rising prices slowly erode your purchasing power, making everyday items cost more over time. Most people don't realize that their savings, salaries, and investments are quietly losing value year after year. In this video, we'll uncover how inflation works, why it happens, and the subtle ways it steals your money, so you can protect your wealth before it's too late. Today, we'll talk about how inflation steals your money without you noticing. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. How inflation silently steals your money. Inflation is one of the most misunderstood financial forces. Unlike theft or scams, it doesn't hit you suddenly. You don't notice it day by day. Inflation gradually erodes the purchasing power of your money, which means the same amount buys less over time. For example, if a loaf of bread costs $100 today and inflation is 10% per year, next year it will cost $110. Even if your bank balance stays the same, it's losing value silently. This is why keeping money idle in a low-interest bank account can actually make you poor. Inflation is like a hidden tax on your savings. It affects every rupee or dollar you have, slowly draining wealth without anyone taking it physically from your pocket. Understanding this invisible force is the first step to protecting your money and planning for long-term financial health. 2. The real cost of inflation. Most people notice rising prices but fail to understand their impact on wealth. Inflation is more than a price increase. It is a reduction in what your money can buy. For instance, if your salary grows by 5%, but inflation rises 8%, you are effectively poorer by 3%, even though you're earning more nominally. Over time, these small percentage differences accumulate, drastically reducing savings and wealth. Retirement funds, emergency savings, and even cash in your wallet can lose value if inflation outpaces growth. It's often called the silent thief because its effects are gradual and unnoticed until it's too late. By understanding the real cost of inflation, you can take informed steps to protect your savings, invest wisely, and ensure that your money retains its true value over time. 3. Why inflation happens. Inflation occurs due to multiple factors, often working together. A common cause is demand-pull inflation, where demand for goods and services exceeds supply, pushing prices higher. Another cause is cost-push inflation, which happens when production costs increase, like rising wages, energy prices, or raw materials, forcing businesses to raise prices. Additionally, central banks play a role. When too much money is circulating in the economy, prices can rise. Inflation isn't always harmful. Moderate inflation signals a growing economy. However, uncontrolled or rapid inflation diminishes the value of money quickly. Understanding why inflation happens allows you to anticipate price changes, adjust your spending, and invest strategically. The key is to recognize that inflation is not just numbers. It is a dynamic force impacting every financial decision you make. 4. How savings lose value. One of the biggest dangers of inflation is its impact on savings. Many people believe that putting money in a bank keeps it safe, but safety in nominal terms does not protect against inflation. If your savings account offers 4% interest and inflation is 6%, your money effectively loses 2% of its value every year. Over decades, this compounding effect can significantly reduce purchasing power. Even high-yield accounts may fail to keep pace with inflation, particularly in high-cost economies. Simply keeping money idle, hoping it will grow, is risky. Inflation acts quietly, eroding wealth while you sleep, making it crucial to explore investments and financial strategies that preserve or grow money faster than inflation. Awareness of this effect is the first step toward long-term financial security. 5. Everyday life and inflation. Inflation is not limited to abstract numbers. It affects your everyday spending. Groceries, transportation, utilities, and even entertainment become more expensive over time. These incremental increases often go unnoticed individually, but collectively, they shrink your purchasing power. A cup of coffee, a pack of rice, or a monthly subscription may seem small, yet over months and years, these rising costs add up significantly. People continue their usual spending habits without realizing that inflation is slowly eroding the real value of their earnings. Tracking personal expenses, budgeting wisely, and adjusting spending habits are essential tools to counter inflation's impact on daily life. Awareness allows you to act proactively instead of being caught off guard by rising costs. 6. Inflation and investments. Inflation affects not just cash but also investments. Fixed income assets like bonds, savings accounts, or fixed deposits may lose real value if their returns don't keep pace with rising prices. On the other hand, assets such as stocks, real estate, and commodities often appreciate over time and can outpace inflation. Smart investors diversify portfolios to include assets that protect or increase wealth in inflationary periods. Ignoring inflation can make even seemingly safe investments risky, as the purchasing power of returns may shrink. Understanding this allows individuals to make informed investment decisions, ensuring that money not only grows nominally but retains its real value relative to rising costs. 7. Wages versus inflation. Even salary increases cannot always protect you from inflation. If wage growth is slower than the inflation rate, your real income declines, effectively reducing purchasing power. This hidden reduction in wealth is often overlooked because nominal salaries rise, masking the real impact. Employees should focus on real income growth rather than just nominal increases. Understanding this relationship helps you negotiate better salaries, plan budgets, and invest strategically. Ignoring the wage inflation gap can make you financially weaker over time, even if your paycheck appears higher than before. Awareness is crucial to ensure your earnings keep up with the cost of living. 8. The psychological trap of inflation. One reason inflation is so dangerous is its psychological subtlety. Humans adapt to gradual changes, accepting slowly rising prices as normal. We notice sudden hikes but ignore steady increases over time. This psychological adaptation allows inflation to erode wealth silently. Without realizing it, people may continue spending or saving in ways that reduce purchasing power. Recognizing this trap is essential for proactive financial planning. By understanding how money loses value slowly, you can implement strategies like investing in inflation-beating assets, increasing income sources, and adjusting spending habits. 9. Protecting your wealth. Protecting money from inflation requires strategic planning. Diversifying investments across stocks, real estate, gold, and other inflation-resistant assets can preserve purchasing power. High-yield accounts, government bonds, and inflation-linked securities offer additional protection. The goal is not to eliminate inflation, it is inevitable, but to ensure wealth grows faster than rising prices. Regularly reviewing finances, tracking inflation trends, and making proactive investment decisions are essential to safeguard money. Education and awareness empower individuals to act before inflation reduces the value of hard-earned savings, turning a silent threat into an opportunity for smarter wealth management. 10. Why understanding inflation matters. Understanding inflation is vital for financial security. It silently erodes savings, affects investments, and reduces real income over time. Awareness allows you to plan, invest, and spend wisely, ensuring your wealth grows instead of shrinking. Inflation is not a distant economic concept. It touches every aspect of life, from groceries to retirement savings. By understanding how it works, you gain the tools to protect money, make informed decisions, and secure a stronger financial future. If you like this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up. Leave a comment and click the button to subscribe.